whiskey drinking man. I drink every day.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Dan.
I'm Jake.
And we're the Whiskey Watchers.
And today, we're talking about a new thing. No, not Monty Python. We're actually talking about Blanton's. Not for the reason you'd think, actually. We're going to go through a little bit of explaining, but we're starting a new series where we do whiskeys featured in film and television. And today, we're talking about Baba Yaga. Dan, do you know who Baba Yaga is?
I've heard, the boogeyman?
The boogeyman.
The boogeyman.
All started because of one dead puppy.
And a pencil.
And a pencil.
We're talking John Wick today on the Whiskey Watchers. And just so happens that John himself enjoys a bottle or two of Blanton's every now and again.
I mean, for a hardish to get whiskey out of Buffalo Trace, it's pretty decent.
It's decent.
For 93 proof. And it's always a single barrel. That's the weird thing. So, you're never going to be like, ooh, a bottle of Blanton's, and then I think
it's going to taste the same.
Exactly. They're all single barrels, so you never know.
And if you notice in John Wick 3, there was a combat scene on horses.
Actually, we should really get into those. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. We should really watch those John Wick movies and see if we can't tell what letter is on the bottle just based off the stance of the horse. I want to try it now. I've thought of it. Now I'm like,
you know what?
Huh.
So, really quick, I have to do this.
We don't like using phones. But
I don't like using phones, but you know what?
Today we have to, because we're going to do a look ahead at John Wick 4. What do they call it? Parabellum, I think?
No, they haven't given a title on that one. Actually, there is no...
Oh, they took off
There's no horse. There's no horse on the bottle because he's actually being stitched up by one of the Continental's doctors after he got the shit beat out of him. And upon arriving at the Continental, he asked the concierge, the man behind the desk, if the doctor was in. Said yes. And the concierge
perhaps a whiskey.
Said perhaps a whiskey
to numb the pain.
To numb the pain. And
something similar to that anyway.
John Wick
sounds perfect.
Politely said, sounds perfect. And he was sent up a bottle of Blanton's. So, Jake, why don't you
pour up some
Blanton's. But wait. Not in these.
Let's see if we can't get a really good cork too.
John Wick is the Reaper today. You can't see the box, but these were given to me for my birthday from a very good friend. They are actually old school cowboy shot glasses.
Fantastic.
So
we should drink Duke out of these exclusively.
Ooh,
you can hear the squeak. Got to grab both sides. I don't want to spill it.
Nope. Very disappointing cork pop.
Actually, we got this perfectly because this is a B Blanton's.
Oh.
So, I mean...
So some people, oddly enough, do not understand the significance of the horse toppers on Blanton's. And while Jake's pouring this up...
just do our salute.
I want to talk about the significance of these horse toppers. And I honestly think this is why people look for this whiskey more than any other freaking bourbon that I know of. I couldn't tell you how many people decided,
let's turn it this way. There we go.
Let's go ahead and ask for Blanton's at every liquor store I go into because of that dang horse. And speaking of liquor stores that we go into, we want you all to check out our sponsor for this video, The Thief. Fine wine, beer, and spirits out of Walla Walla, Washington. We want to thank them for continuously supporting the channel and all our endeavors. Thank you to The Thief, Fine Wine, Beer, and Spirits. If you're ever in Walla Walla, check them out. And what, Jake?
Tell them the Whiskey Watchers sent you. They'll give you...
Crisp high five. Yes. Crisp high five.
Crisp high five. And for those of you, if you notice the shirt, if you know what I'm talking about with this...
Star Wars?
No, not that Star Wars. This one is a whole different thing. Also a YouTube video. Let me know because it's just perfect. It's a perfect comedy video.
So, well, here's to John Wick. Let's give this Blanton's a taste. And, well, cheers, buddy.
Oh, see, now that's a lasting flavor.
That's horse juice. But going back to...
Ew!
Going back to the significance of the horse toppers, what some people don't know who are very new to this whole whiskey thing is the mystique of Blanton's to me and to I think a lot of people are those horse toppers. They spell Blanton's. There are 7.
Count the letters.
I had to do the math there. Turn the bottle around.
The apostrophe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8.
8 toppers. See? Blant.
You know, our friend is a math teacher, and he would be ashamed of me right now.
Nah, he's fine.
But anyway,
there are 8 toppers.
There are 8 toppers, all depicting the stages of a horse race. This one just so happens to be the horse that is getting loaded into what I call the chute. I don't know what the technical term is because honestly I don't follow horse racing all that much. But I digress. John Wick, Chapter 1, Blanton's in the movie.
Chapter 2.
And Chapter 2. He drinks Green Label in Chapter 2.
They claim. Could be a lighting thing.
You know what?
Well, he did travel abroad a lot, so I mean, Green Label would make sense if you're traveling not in the U.S.
Yeah. So the synopsis of John Wick 1 can be boiled down to literally one thing.
Revenge!
For a puppy.
And a dead wife.
And a dead wife. Well, the dead wife seemingly sent the puppy as his way to grieve on alone.
The sweet taste of revenge.
I mean, they killed his dog and then he put the dude's son down
and
like a dog.
Car.
Yeah.
Revenge. If my car that looked like that was stolen, I would be pretty upset too. And if my little Callie was killed, I would also go on a warpath.
Similar to that of John Wick.
Oh yeah.
I mean, who else can kill a man with a pencil?
I'm sure I could figure it out.
Other than Keanu Reeves.
Heath Ledger, the Joker.
I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da!
Magic.
All right, so before we lose anyone else, why don't we get into this this reaction? Neither of us have watched this. I know it's been out for a while, but I haven't even watched it.
Hey man, by the time you've seen this is a new year, and this is a new movie coming out this year. We're gonna do a video that I'm gonna lead all on movies coming out that we're excited for this coming year.
This is
coming. I get excited every January just to see what all they announce. Especially, my favorite time of year is Comic-Con. Whenever Marvel does their big announcement, and
he's standing at work, just going, "Dan, did you see they did this?
Every
They're
day
doing this?"
at Comic-Con, I start looking up. That's the first thing I do in the morning is Comic-Con announcements from the night previous that I may have missed.
Well, this is one thing that we're not going to miss because now we are going to do a fresh reaction to John Wick Chapter 4, unnamed at this point.
Oh no!
You have dropped something.
A metallic white object.
Well, however
made for
you find
listening. It's way over here too.
So while you're finding that, I'm gonna take a sip of this Blanton's.
That B Blanton's. Fun fact.
People swear.
Founded by Albert Blanton's, whose middle name was in fact Bacon.
Well, actually, it was a tribute product conceived by Elmer T. Lee,
who also has a whiskey.
Who also has a whiskey with his name on it, right there.
Boom.
So.
My mistake. See, you're the whiskey guy. You correct all my little stupid things. Like, haha, I'm going to try to be smart. Shut up.
And then I go, haha, I'm going to try and be smart. And then he's going to get to say shut up a lot too. But without further ado, John Wick, Chapter 4. Here we go. And hopefully you'll have a screen to be able to watch along with us as well.
If not, enjoy my silly faces.
Right. So here we go.
Make sure my sound's turned up. Sorry. Just
oh, Lord.
Final checks, I know. Here we go.
That is a big-ass church. Why did I think that was that Asian guy that's in all the comedies?
Ken Zhang.
I just thought that was Santino D'Antonio, and it wasn't.
He already had a way out.
Yeah, well. God. You know all those people in that church are gunning for him.
I wonder how many charged him for that one.
A couple gold coins. Okay, that's a scene reminiscent of like any Wild Wild West movie.
Mm-hmm. The desert.
Angry puppies.
Straight from John Wick 2.
Is that Kevin Nash? That's not Kevin Nash. I know he was in John Wick 1. That tactical lining, saving his life. God.
Always the classic muscle cars, dude.
Oh yeah.
And of
That
course,
looks like either a Charger or a Challenger.
that perfect rain scene. You got to get that nice dramatic rain.
Oh yeah. That's going to be amazing.
March 24th. That's coming up so quick too.
I know there's got to be a title behind it already.
Oh, you would think. Only 3 months to go to. You got to think that there's already a title in the works, or at least, if not, I mean, they might just be going with John Wick Chapter 4. That might be the title.
Might be it. I know I didn't.
I put those in backwards.
I know we didn't say a whole lot there, but there's so much there to take in.
Hopefully, you'll be able to see.
A whole lot of action, a whole lot of very dramatic.
A lot of story.
There's a lot of religious aspects to this one. I think a lot more than in a lot of previous John Wick episodes or videos. Movies? Yes.
All of them.
Because I know a few of them had to do with, a church being a front for D'Antonio's money or someone's money. And
just like ballet, being a church or being a front for
the Red Room.
The Red Room and assassins alike.
Even though in, Black Widow, the Red Room was a flying fortress.
Different comic series.
But whatever. Anyway, let's shoot this up. Cheers.
Cheers.
I can't wait for John Wick.
There's a lot of movies I can't wait for. That one is one of my high ones. That is one of my big ones I'm rating for.
Yep, John Wick has become not only a cult classic, but a fan favorite. Keanu is just America's darling.
What is the quote I think I read? He said, "I will keep making John Wick movies as long as the fans keep asking for them."
Yeah. Yep. And he wants to come back as John Constantine.
They actually have confirmed a second John Constantine. Constantine 2. Yeah. God. That was the one movie that they asked, that I think a talk show host asked, if you could come back as one movie role, what would it be?
Was it Colbert?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it was Stephen Colbert, but yeah, if you could come back as any movie role, who would you want to come back as? And he's like, oh no, they won't do that. But I want to do John Constantine. And like a few days later, they're like, hey, we heard you wanted to do John Constantine again.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean...
Come on.
They rebooted The Matrix, and it was not what I was expecting, but it was still decent.
I still haven't seen it. I'll have to watch it, and we'll have to talk Keanu Reeves again sometime soon.
I can say this. I would probably put it on par with, like, the second movie, which I consider, as far as the Matrix movies go, that one's, like, the worst, honestly. Chapter 3 was... Matrix 3 Resurrect... I'm not even going to go there. Had a few drinks. Haven't seen the Matrix trilogy in a while. I know it's a Coen Brothers movie. Coen Sisters. Sorry. Good movie. Good trilogy of movies. Good quadrilogy.
Quadrilogy.
Quartilogy. I don't know.
But anyway, that was our first take on whiskeys in movies, and TV. I hope you enjoyed it. We did. Gave you a look at, well, yeah, hopefully gave you a look at things to come for John Wick Chapter 4. I think it's going to be an excellent movie. We're going to be there seeing it probably day one.
We'll let you know if Blanton is in the fourth one too.
Yeah, we'll be scoping it out.
They're going to go to Australia and get the gold label this time.
They might.
Hit the trilogy.
Or they might get straight from the barrel. You never know.
Straight from the barrel. God, I haven't had.
So last thing before we go, we got to do pour, pass, or purchase on the Blantones. Where you at?
That depends on your market. If you can get it for less than $75, definitely get it. If you can't, try a pour of it. Then go from there.
I'm with him. If you can get it for a fair market price, go ahead and buy yourself a bottle. It's unique enough to have at least one on your shelf. I mean, your friends will go, ooh, ah.
I think I left half a pint at my family's Thanksgiving and told my uncle to just finish it off.
Yep, just finish it.
Him and my cousin both finished it. Shortly after that is what I was told, and then he kept the bottle. He's going to fill it with wine, I'm sure.
Yep. So I think that's going to be it for us for this episode of the Whiskey Watchers. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out a lot. And until next time, guys, I'm Dan.
I'm Jake.
Reminding you,
keep your bar stocked.
Your glass is full.
And your mind
On the pulse of America's national spirit.
Peace.